A ChatGPT competitor called Claude just released the most advanced AI coding tool we have ever seen. You can actually type in exactly what you want, it'll write the code for you, and then it'll execute that code in the browser and show you exactly what it just built and how it works. There's nothing like this online. It just came out a few days ago, and it is insanely powerful for making money online. People are already using it in the real world, and I'm going to show you the exact examples of people who are using it to make money, how they're using it to make money, and at the end of the video, I'm going to show you how you can use this tool to make money online yourself. Stay tuned to the end because you're not going to want to miss this. So the first example here I'm going to show you is somebody who built what's known as an AI agent. Now, what an AI agent does is it basically does tasks for you online. So you code it and you basically say, hey, go out and do this task for me online, and it will go and do it. So he built an AI agent that searches Reddit for relevant posts for his product, and it actually provides a valuable response to the users and promotes his product in a subtle and natural way. So I'm going to play this video for you, and basically what this did is it basically wrote a Python script. What Claude did was write a Python script, which will go out, will find posts on Reddit, and then will comment using his tool and say, hey, you should check this out. But it actually does it in a subtle way, in a natural way, so it doesn't seem like he's actually marketing his product. Very, very clever, and you can see exactly what it just did. It went out, it looked for somebody posting about this on Reddit, it found that, and it put the comment. So this is one example of what AI agents can do. There's tons of different ways you can use this. And again, I'm going to show you at the end of the video how you can write stuff like this yourself. Super powerful and incredibly useful. So another thing you can do is actually build your own products. So here's an example of somebody who wanted to build a ChatGPT clone. So basically he took a screenshot of ChatGPT and he sent it into Claude, and he just basically said, hey, Claude, remake this website using React. It actually went in and remade the whole thing using React. So React is a coding framework on JavaScript that just basically is a way to code stuff online. But you can see you don't even have to know how to use React. All you have to do is drop a screenshot and ask Claude to do it, and you can see on the right-hand side, it actually did it for him. So he added a few more instructions on how to actually make it a little bit better, and now he has a full working ChatGPT clone that he just built in a minute using Claude. I mean, this is mind-blowing stuff. I've been developing software for over 10 years online, and I can tell you that this used to cost $20,000, $30,000 to do similar stuff like this online. So to be able to do this in a minute using AI is just insanely mind-blowing. Another example of somebody who built a working piece of software using this tool. So he basically came in, he added PDFs, which explained what the software should do, and it came in and it actually created a mock-up for him. So it showed him how they think it should look, and then he asked it to code this in React, and it did that for him. So you can see on the right-hand side exactly what it coded. So it gave him a few different mockups, and then it actually fully coded it for him and some of the next ones. So, and then it actually built that out for him, and now he can use this. So we built something similar to this, like a health application, not exactly like this, but we built something similar to this using my agency about 5-6 years ago, and it cost a little over $30,000 to do something like this. And he did it in a few minutes on Claude. So incredible opportunity if you want to build software right now to use Claude to do that. And I'm going to show you at the end of the video some ways to come up with ideas to build software like this and how you can use Claude to do it. Another example here. So basically what this guy did is he basically asked Claude to come up with a game idea. So he said, come up with a new and original game idea, design it to be played in quick sessions. So everyone has small attention spans right now. People can't pay attention for more than a few seconds for a lot of stuff. So design it to be played in quick sessions, so it's not like a long format game, and then code it out. And it actually did that for him. So it did the thinking for him to come up with the game, to come up with this format of a game, a quick game that you can play quickly. It built the game for him. And then as you can see, it's going to run this game, and it's a brand new game. I've never seen anything like this game that you're going to see right now. And it actually works, and it works well. So if you want to build mobile games and put those out on the App Store and create a new addicting game that people can play and sell ads on the game, stuff like that, you can do that in Claude right now in a few minutes. You can ask it to come up with the ideas. So this is a really interesting game where you're basically grabbing things that are the same color. I've never seen anything like that, so that's pretty cool. And again, it's sort of thinking for you now too. So it's not just doing the coding work, it's actually giving ideas on what you can do. Very, very powerful stuff. Another example of somebody who built a game here. So she's on Twitter, and she basically said in 25 seconds, she asked Sonnet to actually code a game for her. So she uploaded the PDF for Mancala. Mancala is like a little board game people can play at home. So she uploaded the instructions, like a PDF instruction book on how to play Mancala. She probably just found this online. She uploaded these instructions to Claude. Claude took those instructions and actually built the game for her based on those instructions. And then, so basically read these instructions. She gave it a simple prompt and it built the whole game for her. You can see it building the game, and then it runs the game in React right here in the browser. And it's a fully working Mancala game in the browser that she just built by just uploading a PDF and saying, hey, build this based on these instructions. And it did it for her. So very, very powerful stuff. Another example of somebody who built a game. This is just like a really cool looking snake game. So it built it out for him in the browser. And this looks like a game that, I would have played if I was a kid, sat on my phone and played this for hours. So I mean, if you want to do stuff like this, build games online, build mobile games, things like that, and you want to have like a portfolio of mobile games, you could build 100 of these in just a matter of minutes, produce them all, publish them on the App Store, create sort of a portfolio of games, and then the ones that take off, you market those games, you monetize them, you sell ads on them, and you immediately have a profitable business, right? This is all going to happen very quickly. So if you're interested in doing stuff like this, don't waste time. Come in and do this fast. And again, at the end of the video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Another really cool example of a game somebody built, basically built a full blackjack game. So he just gave it instructions on how to build a blackjack game, and it did it for him in just a matter of seconds. And it's a full blackjack game. Another example of a game. This is a first-person shooter game. So it actually, some of the earlier games are just sort of like simple games. This is a full first-person shooter that it built out. So obviously it's very simple right now. If you keep working on it, this is going to take more than a few seconds. This probably took him a few hours to build something like this, but he came in, started, giving it the requirements, tweaking it, using only Claude to do this, and it produced this game for him. So if you're patient and you sit there and you work with it, you can actually build even more complex games, right? And more complex pieces of software as well. Totally up to you how far you want to take this. So now another way you can make money online with this is to do gig work. So you could go to Upwork, Fiverr. There's a million of these websites now where you can find gig work online. And you register on the website. You can, basically give it a niche, right? So if you want to work on JavaScript, if you want to work on PHP, Python is very popular, very needed. People use Python for a ton of different stuff. That's probably where I would recommend starting is Python. And basically going in and, doing tasks, doing them in Claude. So finding out the requirements, doing the tasks in Claude. And again, you can give the examples to Claude, right? So if they already have an existing Python application, you can download like the README file where people describe how things work, or the code files themselves, and you can upload them to Claude. And you can say, hey, Claude, analyze this, read this, and give me the solution for this problem that I'm looking for. And it's going to actually do that for you. So in this example here, he gave it some math, and it created this very complex pendulum using something called 3JS, which is a 3D JavaScript framework. So it actually creates 3D stuff in JavaScript. And it built it for him fully, and it gave him the full design. So 3JS work, I've done 3JS through my agency for projects. It's very expensive. Having people do stuff in 3JS, is very expensive. So you could definitely make at least, I would say, anywhere from 50 to 150 to even up from there per hour doing work like this and using Claude to do it. So you could take on a ton of different jobs. You probably don't want to go over the limit. You probably want to get comfortable first with some smaller jobs, make sure that you're capable of using Claude and making sure that it works properly and you're getting comfortable with it. Build up from there and keep doing gig work and build your way up. Another example of a game that somebody built, so kind of back to my earlier example of a simple game, built this game, using Claude, full game that's built. Again, you could use this to monetize those as well. This is an example of a Tailwind. So Tailwind is like a UI builder, so it's like a way to build designs online. And so he basically came in here and he's using Claude to build out designs for him, full UIs. And you can see it builds out very nice UIs, user interfaces of software. And you can see it built out a full framework for sign-in, registration, and a bunch of different things for a piece of software. This is expensive stuff. If people, like if I'm hiring someone to do UI, I'm expecting to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for them to do the exact work that Claude is doing right now. So there's this arbitrage opportunity right now. I don't know how long it's going to be there, but it's definitely there right now where you can use these tools to do the work for you, sell that work at a higher premium, and basically, profit off of that. You do have to have an understanding of this a little bit. But if you do have that sort of base understanding, you don't need to get crazy. You could learn this stuff very quickly in a day or two or a week, and then have Claude do the work for you so you can kind of talk the talk and have Claude walk the walk and actually do the work for you. And then you can take advantage of this massive arbitrage opportunity to make money using gig work and having this AI do the work for you. And this wasn't really the case with GPT, because GPT would give you, like ChatGPT, if you asked it to code something for you, it'd give you a block of code, and then you'd have to take that block of code, you'd have to put it in your editor, you'd have to make sure that it works, you'd have to run it on your local environment and install all this stuff, and then run it through a server and make sure that it works. Claude is showing you that it works automatically in the browser with this new artifacts feature. Really, really cool. Another example of a really cool like 3JS thing that I was showing you earlier. So in terms of like, if you wanted to do 3JS designs or just basically really complex JavaScript visual stuff online, which again costs a ton of money. People pay a lot of money for this stuff. You can have Claude do it for you and then basically monitor Claude, make sure it's doing a good job, and basically push it in the right direction, because sometimes it won't do exactly what you're asking. And so you kind of have to tell it, hey, listen, you didn't get this right, work on this, and it'll actually just keep making those changes until it gets it right. And I'm gonna show you at the end how that works. It's really, really cool. And then the last example I wanna show you is somebody who basically built a detection tool. So anything he puts in front of the screen here, so he puts a cell phone, you can see it detected that it's a cell phone. If he puts his hand or a bottle, you can see it detects that it's a bottle. So he built this in Claude, fully in Claude, using TensorFlow, which is a JavaScript framework. So incredibly powerful stuff. And again, using this is stuff that as an agency owner, I would be expecting to pay a lot of money for. And then the clients who are paying me are expecting to pay even more, right? So the arbitrage opportunity is massive right now. I think this is a huge way to make money online. I think you should start taking advantage of it now before it goes mainstream and people are scaling back and understanding how well this works. So huge opportunity right now to do this in Claude. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now. The way I like to do things, so if I'm building a new piece of software, I like to find out what's trending, what's growing, right? So, or if I'm building a new website that I want to monetize. So what I like to do is I like to go to a website called Reddit List. So we're going to come to this website, Reddit List. So it's redditlist.com. You come to the website, and what it does for you is it shows you the most active subreddits, the ones with the most subscribers, and the ones that have the most growth. So you can see that these are the subreddits that have grown the most over the last 24 hours. So you might want to check this every day if you're looking for ideas all the time, and sort of see what's growing, what's trending upwards, right, in the world. So coming through here, what I noticed is that this old recipes subreddit has grown a lot over the last 24 hours. So it's growing fast. And if I come over to this subreddit, what I can see is that this is basically just people talking about old recipes. It's got 440,000 members. So it's a huge community, a massive community of people that are basically looking for old recipes online. So basically, all you have to do is come over to Claude. So just go to Claude AI, sign up for a free account. If you use it a lot, you're gonna have to pay for it, but it's very inexpensive. But even if you're not using it a lot, you can use this for free. And I'm using it for free right now, and you're gonna see it does a lot of work for you for free. So basically, I just came in here, and I'm basically gonna ask it to, so I already did this earlier, but I'll just show you exactly what I did. So I took this exact prompt and I put it in here. So basically what I said is create a landing page for old recipes that generates them automatically with a button. So basically, have a button that if you click that, it generates an old recipe, right? And then also give the options to add things that are in my fridge to generate a recipe from that. These recipes should be older than 50 years old. So basically make it, 50-year-old plus recipe, have a button that generates these automatically, and then give options that if I have stuff in my fridge, I can add that and it's gonna generate it, right? So if I hit enter, it starts to think. It's gonna do this using React, which is a JavaScript framework, very popular. A lot of people are doing stuff in React right now. And it basically comes in, builds out this whole piece of software for me. Again, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I tried this twice. The first time it worked, you see the first time it didn't work, the second time it worked. So here it's not working. So I'm just gonna give it a little nudge and I'm gonna say, the code you provided didn't work. Please make sure it works this time. You only have one shot. So when you say you only have one shot, sometimes it pushes it in the right direction. So it's kind of like engineers, like if you're working with software engineers, sometimes you kind of have to nudge them a little bit and push them in the right direction. Sort of the same thing. What's cool about Claude is that it actually will even apologize for you and say, I apologize for this. You're right. And then it'll actually build this out. So you can see it actually worked this time. It gave us our old recipe generator. And if I hit that, it's going to generate an old recipe for me. Waldorf salad, 1890s with ingredients, right? So that's cool, but it's not exactly what I was looking for. I want it to also give me instructions. So I'm going to tell it, please also give me instructions on how to create the recipe as well. So now it's going to basically come in there, edit what it's already been doing, and it's going to give me the actual instructions that I'm looking for the recipe. Built it all out, and it's going to show me this. Oh, and so we have another error. So we're going to say, that didn't work. It's showing an error. Please try again and make sure it works this time. It's important to get this in one shot. And hopefully it'll work this time. But again, you can see that there's a little bit of work involved with this. Sometimes, like I said, the second time I did it, it worked automatically. So it didn't even need all this nudging. Then, the first time it didn't, the second time it worked automatically, and then this time it's needing a little bit more nudges. But you can just basically sit here and just keep asking it to keep working on it, and it'll continue to work on it until it works for you. So looks like there's another issue here. The design doesn't look right. I can't click the buttons. Please make sure the buttons are clickable. So you can see here, this time it's requiring a little bit more pushes in the right direction. And what I am going to tell it is if it gives me that design again, I'm going to ask it to give me what's known as CSS, which is going to actually, design it a little bit. So you can sit here and you can work on this until it gets it right. Once it gets it right, you can tell them to export all the files for you, and then you can put those on your server. So it's looking like it's working better now. So if I generate the old recipe, so again, it's giving me the ingredients, but it's not giving me the instructions. So please add the instructions in the recipe to this code. So again, you can see that this works. Again, it sometimes takes more nudging. This time's been taking a lot more nudging, but this is basically how it works. I encourage everybody to start using this, to start making this a part of what your workflows and how you're using code. If you're managing developers, basically you could scale those back and you could say, hey, listen, use this code to help you, and you could scale coders back. You could use this for your own projects. You could use it in all the ways we talked about. Let's see if it hopefully worked this time. And here we go. We have the instructions finally. So it took a few minutes, but it did exactly what we were looking for. Now, the really cool thing about using Reddit list is you can now market this product in this Reddit subreddit. So I built this generator for old recipes, right? Took a few minutes, but it's done. So now I can execute this code. I can basically, put this on a website, and now I can come in here and I can market it. And I can say, hey guys, I built an old recipe generator. Check it out. Let me know what you think, right? And then people will give you feedback, and then you can come back to Claude and you can edit it and make it better and better and better. You can have it design it better. You can just basically ask it to give you a better design, to improve that design, and do things like that. So incredibly powerful. If you like videos like this, give this a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing a ton